What's going on, everybody? This is Sean Terrell, host of the Belt to the Books YouTube channel, and we're going to be going over my NBA picks and predictions for November 4th, 2025. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First game up, we get the Milwaukee Bucks at the Toronto Raptors. Game is at 7:30 p.m. EST. Raptors are currently favored by 4.5, over under 237.5. Quick injury news, Kevin Porter is listed as out. Jakob Poeltl is a game-time decision. Listen, the Bucks are on a back-to-back with travel. I know Giannis just hit a crazy buzzer beater, and they beat the Pacers. But as you can see in my previous video, I did go back to the well and take Indiana to cover at 6.5. I just had a feeling that they would play them tough, and if the game was in Milwaukee, it would have been different. But since this game was in Indiana, I mean, I just knew they would cover. I knew it. But in this game right here, the Bucks are going to Toronto. I honestly lean Raptors here minus the 4.5. I think this is a really bad spot for the Bucks coming off of a really, really close game like that in Indiana, scrappy Indiana team, and then having to go all the way to Toronto and play the Raptors at 7:30. I mean, I'm not saying that the Bucks can't and won't be up for this game, but I just think this is just a really, really bad spot for Milwaukee to come into Toronto and face a rested Raptors squad. Even without Jakob Poeltl, I still think the Raptors are able to pull this one out. I think just because this is a bad spot, I'm not saying that the Bucks are a bad team, but this is just a really bad spot for them. I think the Raptors get them here, and I think they cover the numbers. So either that or an under 237.5. I think this could be a slow, gritty game, and both teams will struggle at times, and it'll get us under the total. So I'll lean Raptors minus the 4.5 and the under 237.5 in this one. Next game up, we got the Orlando Magic at the Atlanta Hawks. Games we played at 8:00 p.m. EST. Magic are currently favored by 4.5, over under 229.5. Quick injury news: Trae Young is out, and Mo Wagner is still out. The Magic are starting to cover. ATS, they're starting to cover. And I don't want to get in the Magic way. But you still got to ask yourself, are we comfortable laying points with the Magic on the road? They just did it. And they took them behind the woodshed. I mean, and listen, the Hawks don't have Trae Young. I would love to go back to Orlando here, since Orlando's on this little hot streak, covering the spreads now. I think they found their rhythm, and they're starting to put everything together now, and they're really starting to show us why preseason many people had them top 3 in the East. Man, that's a very, very low total. I lean over 229.5. I think both these teams can score. I know both of these teams are decent defensively. Not really the Hawks, but with the players they have, you would think that they would be better defensively. But I think this game can get over that number. I think that number's pretty low. So yes, I would take the over 229.5. If I had to pick a side, man, I don't trust the Hawks right now, and the Magic are hot. So, hey, give me the Magic and lay the points in this one. Next game up, we got the Philadelphia 76ers at the Chicago Bulls. 8:00 p.m. EST game. Bulls are currently favored by 1.5, over under 239.5. Quick news for the 76ers, Jared McCain, I think is making his debut this game. That can be huge for the Sixers. Ayo Dosunmu for the Bulls is also a game-time decision now. I don't want to fade the Bulls at home. I really don't. They didn't already burn me, but Jared McCain is returning. That adds another scorer to that lineup. Jared McCain, VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey. I mean, you got the three right there, and Joel Embiid. Man, this is a really tough game because I really want to take Philly here uh, as the dog. I would really love to take Philly, but man, the Bulls have shown time and time again, do not fade them. But that's mainly when they're underdogs. Here, they're favored. I would love to take the Bulls here, but I can't do it. Give me Philadelphia on the money line here. I lean that. I just think Philly does enough to pull out this win. I think this is going to be a very, very close game. This game will be fourth quarter, maybe a minute and a half left, and Chicago's probably up 1 or 2 points, and Philly just gets the win. I mean, they do good in the clutch. Like I said, I'm not too in love with this game. I think this game is actually very hard to pick, but I lean Philly, just because I think they have the better talent. Both teams are good. I think Philly is maybe 4-1, 5-1, and I know the Bulls are 5-1 because they just took. Excuse me. I know the Bills just took the Bills. The Bulls just took their first loss at the Knicks. So, yeah, give me Philadelphia money line in this one. Next game up, we got the Charlotte Hornets at the New Orleans Pelicans. Excuse me. This game is being played at 8 o'clock p.m. EST. Pelicans are currently for about 2.5, over under 234.5. Quick injury news. LaMelo Ball's a game time decision. And Zion Williamson and Yves Missy are both game time decisions. Man. Pelicans are winless. I thought that I would be able to get the Pelicans as underdogs in this one, and then I just outright take them to get their first win. But now they're favored at home. Man. I want to take the Pelicans, but if Zion doesn't play, I don't know what type of Pelicans team I'm going to get. And also the same thing with the Hornets. If LaMelo doesn't play, what Hornets team am I going to get, especially on the road against a gritty Pelicans team who at home this year, they played the Spurs tough, really tough, ended up covering. They shouldn't have covered the game, but they did. I just, man, the total at the same time over under 234.5. Man, dude, this was tough too, man. They had some really tough games today. Especially just with the injury report and just you just don't know if these guys are going to play yet until about an hour before tip. If I had to choose, I would probably lean New Orleans minus the 2.5 just because they're at home. I think they do just enough to get this win. In terms of the total, I would probably still lean over. I mean, Charlotte can score. Their defense is horrible. New Orleans can score, and their defense is horrible. So two horrible defenses, two capable enough offenses. I think they can get over that number. So lean Pelicans minus 2.5 and the over 234.5 in this one. Next game up, we got the Phoenix Suns at the Golden State Warriors. 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time game. Warriors are currently favored by 10.5, over under 232.5. Quick injury news: Ryan Dunn is listed as probable, so he is most likely going to suit up. Isaiah Livers is a game time decision. I don't even know who homie is. And Al Horford is out for this game. Big piece for the Warriors ruled out. The thing about the Warriors, is Phoenix's main players out? No. So they're not going to play down to the competition. And we love betting Golden State at the Chase Center. And that's what we're going to do here. We'll go back to it. I lean Warriors minus 10.5. In terms of the total, I think this game goes under the 232.5. This just screams an under game for me. I think the Warriors can still cover that number and hit the under right here. I'm not a big fan of Phoenix. Phoenix is really not a good team. Oh, excuse me. There's going to be certain situations where you can bet the Suns, but it's just not right here. I know laying 10.5 with the Warriors is insane, especially after the performance they had in Indiana, where they played down to their competition and lost the game outright as double-digit favorites on the road. So now you want to lay 10.5 at home in the Chase Center? Yes, they play completely different at home. They're just a completely different team. And like I said, they don't have to play down to their competition because the Suns really don't have a good roster. I know Dylan Brooks is out. I know Jalen Green hasn't even played a lick of basketball for the Suns yet. So, I mean, and like I said, Ryan Dunn will most likely suit up. So, lean Warriors minus 10.5 and the under 232.5 in this one. And for the final game of the day, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Los Angeles Clippers. Game's being played at 11 o'clock p.m. EST. Wow, that's a really late game. Thunder are currently favored by 7.5, over under 236.5. Quick injury news. Ty Lue stated that he is not sure if Bradley Beal or Kawhi Leonard will play in the second half of a back-to-back. For the Clippers and for the Thunder, Dort, AJ Mitchell, and Jalen Williams are all listed as game time decisions. Listen. Man, what I tell you about them Clippers? What did I tell you about them Clippers? The Clippers are to not be trusted. They are not to be trusted. They are not good. They have a good roster, but they are not good. I said in my last video, they couldn't even cover against the lowly fucking Pelicans. Oh, God. They couldn't even cover against the lowly fucking Pelicans. At home, off of a loss to Golden State, is a NBA Cup game at home in front of your fans. You got a day's rest. You got the Pelicans coming in from Denver where they got their doors blown off, and they're on the road in LA for an NBA Cup game. In the Intuit Dome, Clippers should have put belt to the Pelicans. They did not. They almost lost the game outright. I put the Clippers on the do not bet list. Man, I'm so mad, Clippers boy. And like I said in my last video, I said specifically, if I'm going to bet this game, I am going to take the Miami Heat. The Clippers are to not be trusted. We should not be sitting right here and laying 8.5 points with the Clippers at home against a decent Miami Heat team who can score. They showed that they want to be more of an offensive team than a defensive team. And that's exactly what they did, because guess what? The Heat won the game outright. They won the game outright. So there you go. And now you expect me to take the Clippers against the defending champs? And like I said, I understand that, Dort, AJ Mitchell, and Jalen Woods are all listed as game time decisions, but they're listed as game time decisions. Bradley Beal and Kawhi Leonard, they may not play on a back-to-back due to injury management. If anything, Bradley Beal plays and Kawhi doesn't. Simple as that. And do you think the Clippers have enough to beat the Thunder at home? Absolutely fucking not. No. No. Give me the Thunder minus the 7.5 until the Clippers show me otherwise. Until they show me otherwise, I will continue to keep fading the Clippers. And like I said, the Clippers have a good roster. They're just not a good team, and they do not have stuff put together right now. They just don't. It's not working right now. So you need to get back in the lab and figure that shit out. But until they do that, we're going to keep on fading the Clippers. So lean Thunder minus the 7.5 right here in this one. And that's going to wrap it up for today's NBA picks and predictions. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share these videos. It really helps out with the algorithm. Also, check out my boy at Marky Picks. He's killing the player props over there, making buku's amount of money. When you go over there, make sure you let him know that I sent you. Also, links to the Discord where we put our exclusive picks in there, things that we're putting our hard-earned money on and betting personally. All those picks will be linked in the Discord. So please, can't fathom it enough. Get in there or be square. Simple as that. But, man, Clippers really got me out of whack. But without further ado, this is Deshaun T. Raw, host of the Belt to the Books YouTube channel, and I'm out of here. Peace.